Hello, my pals. This is Happy Dinosaur 8000 coming to you with part two of my Bat Marathon. And I am reviewing Joel Schumacher directed, Akiva Goldsman written, the Trainwreck Nightmare, a movie known as Batman and Robin. This film. Oh, is this? That's this garbage. This freaking Drake. It's like you think I'd be mad, but like Joel Schumacher apologized years ago. Years ago, and like this movie bombed at the box office. Let's go on to the plot. We start out this movie with Batman and Robin suiting up to stop Mr. Freeze, who's robbing a museum of diamonds. And this Mr. Freeze is just a very bad adaptation of Mr. Freeze. Like, I know, like, originally in the original comics, like from the Silver Age he was called Mr. Zero, and like, a goofy character. In the Adam West show, he was a goofy character, I know. Oh, and played by like 4 actors. There's the name Mr. Freeze in the Adam West show. But in the animated series, they rebooted him to be a dark and gritty character. It was a very tragic one. When basically he robs banks to fund on research to save his cryogenically frozen wife. He's very depressed most of the time in the original Batman animated series. Not original, that wasn't the first cartoon, but Batman the animated series and the comics. Then after Batman the animated series, he's very depressed, somber, and like in this, he's like cool party. He chill out. He's in ponds like that. He's smiling most of the time. He's just a very, very bad portrayal. But anyway, back to the plot. But after failing to capture Mr. Freeze and stop him from stealing the diamond, we cut to Poison Ivy, played by Uma Thurman. And Uma Thurman in this is she's very hammy. Basically in this, Poison Ivy is like, let humanity die so the planet can live as her plan in the Bruce when she first meets him. And she's just kind of like, she acts like one of those idiotic environmentalist types. It's really just fun to laugh at her. But then it also is interesting to, like, Batman has a girlfriend in this movie again, but you could actually just cut her out and nothing would be lost. Like, literally, she has like a few lines and then she's gone. Like Poison Ivy. Wait, I'm trying to give this setup. She meets Bruce, who's at an opening for an observatory. Alright, and then afterwards Bruce Wayne is going to host an auction. I think as Batman. And this is actually kind of funny. They're auctioning off women. So I guess Gotham City is perfectly fine with prostitution. It's legal over there as long as they're charity. Do you like this guy? These under the old geezers there, like saying, "Hey, I bid 10,000 for this one lady." And then Poison Ivy. We just goes on to the auction. Like she steals a necklace with a very big diamond on there, and she starts spouting innuendo, I find it freaking funny how, like, we're talking about Uma Thurman and basically a bikini. And like, like Batman and Robin start bidding over her. He's like $1 million. It's not how he sounds in the film. It's kind of like giving you the difference. And Robin's like I bid 2 million. He's like, you don't have 2 million. That's what and then we're like, I'll get it from you. And he's like, it leads to him pulling out something that was an internet joke for a while, the bad credit card. And then like I paused the film to look at it. It's like it says it's good forever. So I think they just reference Batman Forever. Or like after that, Mr. Freeze, he breaks into the charity auction for the women's charity auction, and he basically steals the necklace. But she Poison Ivy tries to use this one thing she's created, this one pheromone that makes men fall in love with her on Mr. Freeze, and he's like, that don't work on me. I'm too cold-hearted. And like we see his hideout, and like there's one thing in here I'm not kind of funny where it's like he nicknames one of his henchmen, and he's watching home movies of himself when his wife, before she got frozen and got disease, he just flat out kills him by shooting with the freeze ray, and he's like, I hate when people talk during the movie, and I'm like, why did you give him a name if he's expendable to him? He treats him like a freaking tissue paper for a candy bar wrapper. But like this film flat out admits it's a blatant toy commercial. When Batman and Robin later run into Poison Ivy, Mr. Freeze, and she's like, she's about to get beaten up by Batman in the fight, and she's like, I'm not a fighter. I'm a lover. That's why every Poison Ivy action figure comes with their very own Bane action figure. And I'm like, and I just laugh. Like, at least they flat out admitted they're in a toy commercial. Or so like Bane in this is not like in the comics at the time. He's not a cunning strategist. He functions like Frankenstein. He's like, and they're just like, it's like I'm laughing. This film also gives us Alicia Silverstone as Batgirl, and like I find it kind of funny in a stupid way, where like Batman's just like calling himself Batgirl, huh? That's not very PC. And she's just like Bruce, I don't give a crap enough to come up with a different name. And I'm just like, so I guess Akiva Goldsman was always progressively annoying. He just got more annoying as the years went on. And basically, we get a team up of Mr. Freeze, he's and Poison Ivy. They're first like, it's like, I will freeze East Gotham City. He's what Mr. Freeze is like, I will freeze Gotham City, and like Poison Ivy's like, and I will have plants grow over it. Then later it's like, we'll freeze the entire Earth and have plants grow all over it. But like these two goals do not seem like they would mix. It's not like having one villain like, I want to burn the world, and another their hero's like, I want to drown the world. Or, let's team up. But basically, one thing about this movie, like Alfred contracts a fictional disease called McGregor syndrome, which I think basically functions like lung cancer because it doesn't seem to be contagious. He just But this makes me kind of think a little bit and laugh. Mr. Freeze is trying to basically get diamonds to power his cryogenically frozen suit to move around and rob banks to get money. And he need to fund research to save his children who has McGregor syndrome, and he has the cure for McGregor syndrome stage 1. And I'm like, you do realize you can become a millionaire, by just selling the cure to McGregor syndrome stage 1 and have enough money to fund the cure for all other stages too. But this Mr. Freeze, he's supposed to be a scientist, but he's more of a moron. Like, one thing I find funny was like his prison cell. I like only one thing about this movie, and that is that the Batman does not try to in this movie does not try to kill people. But that's the only praise I will give this piece of trash. But like Mr. Freeze's prison is like the cops like, you only have one spot you can survive in on your bed with this freezing light upon you, and I'm just like, how is he supposed to go to the bathroom if he can only stay in one spot on his bed without dying? And it's like, I think air conditioners would be very effective, more effective than just a cold light. And I'm just like, he's not going to survive in that prison. But Mr. Freeze, attempts to freeze the world, and then in Batman and Robin, Batgirl stop him. And he arrests both Poison Ivy and Mr. Freeze, and they both go to jail. And they're just like, they're cellmates, and he tries to like, I'm here. Like, I am here. You're your cellmate, and I'm going to make your rest of your life a living hell. And like, Alfred is saved, and the movie ends. And so this thing was just freaking garbage. I'm not gonna give a dinosaur approval because I was kind of like I didn't really enjoy it. I laughed a few times, but this film on the quality scale, gets a 3 out of 10, and nothing higher. Here, and also, so one thing I want to mention, the set design. In like the Tim Burton movie and the cartoon in Batman the Animated Series, both of Gotham's in there look very visually interesting, but still like you can survive there. In Joel Schumacher's Gotham City, any architect with a soul would hang himself upon looking at that thing in real life. Like, there is statues the size of Godzilla that nearly block the transit in places like the subways. Is there? That place is just horribly designed. But still, once again, and I leave this movie with no dinosaur approval, a 3 out of 10 rating. And I thank you all for watching, my pals, and I hope you all have a good and happy day. And tune in next time to figure out if Christopher Nolan can save Batman's film franchise. Next time, I'm on Happy Dinosaur 8000's Bat Marathon on part 3. Next.